I'm here with Ginger, and here today I'm going to show you my daily kettlebell routine. Lots of you asked for it, so here it is. I'm going to share with you the kettlebell routine that I do every day, which totally transformed my body. 2.5 years ago, I was out of shape, but I was determined to change that. So let's get started. What are you going to need? You're going to need a good sports bra because I'm going to do some jumping as well today. I've got a hat on to keep the sun off me, and I've got some really supportive shorts because I've got a jelly belly and I need to keep it in check. I don't recommend exercising barefoot, but I did it once and I never turned back. Today I'm going to be using 3 pieces of equipment. We've got the 4 kilo kettlebell, the 8 kilo kettlebell, and I'm going to be using my weighted jump rope. The 4 kilo kettlebell is great for practicing new maneuvers. The 8 kilo is fantastic for building muscles. I like to start off my workout with jump rope. Now, at the moment, I alternate 1 day kettlebell, 1 day jump rope. So normally I will do 15 minutes of solid jump rope, but I break it up into 3 sets of 5 minutes with a little breather in between each set. But when I'm doing kettlebell, I like to start off with 1 minute of jump rope because it gets your heart pumping and it gets the juices flowing and gets you ready to start lifting those weights. I am using my very own weighted Cardio 2 jump rope. It's a 50 sister jump rope, and it's the perfect weighted rope to exercise your shoulders and arms at the same time as jumping. And of course, as you know, jumping is a full body workout. I always take a short break at the end of every exercise to calm my breathing. Now it's time for kettlebell. This is the 8 kilo kettlebell. Now, I hadn't seen anyone else do this maneuver, and I thought I'd kind of invented it, and I haven't seen anyone else doing it exactly the same as me. But this is the exercise that I love doing the most because I feel it everywhere, especially in my abs. It's going to be working out your shoulders, your arms, your glutes, that's your butt, and your legs. But don't be thinking that you could swing that 8 kilo kettlebell around like me to begin with. It took me a long time to build up to doing 30 lifts, which is 15 on each side. I started with the 4 kilo kettlebell and then switched to the 8 kilo kettlebell, but I built up really slowly. I'm kind of happy doing 30 lifts, and what I do is I repeat this whole session that I'm showing you now again, sometimes twice, sometimes 3 times, but it is the most effective kettlebell exercise that I can find. So give it a go, but take it slow because it is really hard work. Don't forget, take a break, breathe in, relax, slow down your breathing and your heart rate. Now we are going to get ready for the kettlebell swing. Now, the most important thing that you need to remember with a kettlebell swing is to keep your back straight. You are using your hips as a hinge joint. Now, it's a little bit difficult to begin with to get the maneuver precisely right, but don't give up, keep going and watch lots of videos, take lots of tips from other people, and you will perfect this kettlebell swing. This is amazing for your glutes again, your butt again, and your legs. You are going to feel it in your glutes and your thighs the following day. Now, when I first started, I think I started off doing 5 swings, then 10 swings, then 15, but now I do around 25 to 30 every day. But again, I do this 3 times in the 3 sets. You're not really lifting the kettlebell, you are using it like a pendulum and you are propelling it forward with your thighs and your buttocks. I'm taking a break again. I can't emphasize enough how important this is, just to calm down and prepare yourself for the next bashing with the next exercise. This is the overhead lift. It's really simple, but again, start off with the 4 kilo and then work up to the 8 kilo. I have taken my time and done this really gradually to avoid any injury. Someone asked me the other day, how do you get rid of crepey arms? And you know, there isn't really a solution other than if you can build your arms up and your muscles up to fill in that crepey skin space, you are going to have shoulders of steel and less crepey arms. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter if you've got crepey arms. The most important thing is you're building strength. You know, it's the simple things that building strength helps with, just moving furniture and things like that, or carrying the shopping from the car. Instead of having to rely on someone else to help you, keep your knees bent and your feet at least shoulder width apart. And don't forget to keep your hat on, most important. I must admit, working out today, it was so hot. I had to go in for a cold shower in the air because I was sweating my taters off. One of the reasons that I really like kettlebell is that I can exercise indoors. In the heat of the summer here, it's pretty awful. So I have the smallest room in the house with the air conditioning on so that I can survive the heat of the summer while still exercising, keeping my strength up. Now, moving on to the next exercise, which is called round the world. For obvious reasons, we're swinging it around my body. Now, be careful with this exercise because I have let go of that kettlebell a couple of times. I have dented the wall and the floor. Now, the idea is to move the bell around. I move 15 in one direction and then I switch and I move 15 in the other direction. There I go, turning around. This is really good for coordination as well as strength. You can also do this kneeling on the floor, but of course be careful not to drop that bell because it will land on your feet. It will take you a little bit of time to get used to catching the bell, but this is a brilliant exercise for building strength and it's working your abs at exactly the same time. I'm having a little rest now before I hit the shoulder lifts. Now you'll see I don't do many of these because this is the 8-kilo kettlebell and I am not used to lifting it with just one arm. So I'm going to do 2 on each side and do that twice. I'm going to build up really slowly, doing 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, you get the idea, until I can do 15 on each side. Lots of people ask me how to get started with the exercise. You just need some motivation and the dedication to keep going. My motivation is that I don't want to become a burden to my husband or son. This is actually my second set of these today because I wasn't recording the first time, so I had to do it all over again. Now this looks quite easy, but it's actually quite tough because you're doing a squat and an overhead lift at the same time. Well, one after the other. This is absolutely brilliant for toning your shoulders and of course you're squatting, so it's good for the glutes and for the thighs. The reason I love kettlebells so much is that I can exercise on my own at home and I don't have to go to the gym. I'm not a fan of the gym, and also I can exercise indoors when it gets really hot in the summer here. I try to keep out of the sun as much as possible, so this is my early morning workout before breakfast. Remember that I haven't eaten since 2 p.m. yesterday, so I'm coming to the end of my fasting period and I'm coming to the end of my energy. I'm getting really desperate for my breakfast and my coffee, but that is the end of my kettlebell session today. I am learning some new exercises which I'm going to share with you soon. I'm just practicing with the 4-kilo kettlebell first. Now I'm going to finish off with 1 minute of jump rope today. I used to do 5 minutes jump rope, 5 minutes kettlebell and repeat that 3 times, but now I like to do 1 day of jump rope and 1 day of kettlebell, but I do like to start and finish with 1 minute of jump rope because it just finishes off any leftover energy that I've got hanging around so that I can crawl to my breakfast and stuff my face with fruit, veggies, nuts, seeds and beans. As well as exercising, it's really important that you fuel your body with lots of fresh plants to keep you feeling satiated and your belly full of fibre. Exercising improves your physical strength, your mental strength, and also helps maintain and improve cognitive function by learning new skills, and it makes new connections in your brain. What's not to love?